is having different information in this case, and when they go for alternative, that is leasing, so what are the different expenses they have to come across, and how that is going to be, the information is given in this case. So based on this information, first of all, you have to derive what all the information that was given, and then only go for calculating. Okay. So first to derive the information from the problem which was given here. So here purchase of an asset is given, salvage value is given, life of the that particular asset was given, and what is the depreciation charges, and on whether the depreciation is on straight line method or not, that was given here. It is the form is starting fixed line method, that means nothing but the straight line method they are opting, and what you are going to earn from this asset that was given here, the firm's revenues. Firm's revenues was rupees 1500 per year, and some expenses they are going to incur, operating expenses and interest like that. So per month, sorry, per year it is 700 rupees, and the tax that they have to pay is 50%, and the cost of capital is given in case of purchase. In case of leasing also some information was given. So all that information we are going to write down first of all. So asset cost is 2500 which was given. And salvage value is 500. Life of the asset is 5 years. Depreciation is 16%, and this is charged on straight line method. And the revenues that this asset is going to earn is 1500 rupees per year. Operating expenses and interest was 700 rupees per year, and the tax it is 50%. The cost of capital is 10%. Every information we have noted down here. That was given in the case. Okay. And in case of leasing option, some information was given that we are going to take down now. Annual rent. That means per year 650 rupees is paid as an rent. In case if we are going to lease a particular asset. And there is an incremental revenue that is rupees 500 rupees per year, and the depreciation on this asset is 500 rupees per year. So this is the information that was given. So we need to now find out in both cases what is the NPV that each option is going to earn. Okay. So in each option, what is the NPV that we are going to find out first of all. So to find out that, we are going to use this information that was given. So keep heading as an computation of or calculation of NPV. First, we are going to calculate in case of leasing option. So you can also calculate purchasing option also first, but I am calculating here in case of leasing what is the NPV first. Okay. So it is not compulsory that you have to find out leasing first and then only you go for purchasing. Any option you take first and start it. Okay. So based on this, take it in a tabular format. Keep different columns. Let me take this much. And we are having 5 years period now. So let us take 5 rows. Keep headings for each column. Okay. So first column, what you are going to take is year. Year will be the first column. and it is going to earn certain profit, no? So for that you give second column profit. So this is in rupees. And then some expenses are there, so you show those expenses also. And then go for rent, how much you are going to pay in case of leasing. For that you keep another column. And calculate the PBT. PBT is nothing but the profit before tax. So you have to calculate tax and deduct the tax. Tax should be at the how much percentage that was given in the problem. It is 50%, no? So take it as a 50% what is the tax. And then go for after deducting tax, what we are going to get? The profit after tax. In short, it is PAT. Okay. So if you deduct this, the remaining amount is PAT. No? So on this PAT, you are going to calculate, convert this into present value of PAT. For that present value of rupee, you calculate 10%. 10% was given in the problem itself. We are not taking on our own. So after that, you have to convert them into insert one more column here. So present value of PAT. Okay. So let us name these columns. This is A, first column, second column B, and the third column is C, and PBT D. So D means how you are going to get this D. You deduct from A minus, you add both these expenses and B and C column and deduct from A. You will get the PBT. And the tax you have to calculate on this PBT. So the E column is equal to D into tax 50%. If profit after tax will be, how we are going to get the profit after tax? We deduct this tax from PBT. So this column is named as F, no? F is equal to D minus E. And we are going to name this present value of rupee as T. And the PBT after tax present value is H. H is equal to F into. So now we have set all the column names, how it is going to be derived, okay? So let us take this information which was given in the problem. So every year for 5 years it is earning 1500 rupees of profit, no? So that we are going to take here. For every year it is 1500. This was given in the problem itself. We are not going to calculate any profit. And expenses was given 600 per year, no? So that is 600 we are going to show here in the B column. And the rent also on leasing, it is given that annual rent is 650 rupees. So every year, annual rent means every year they are going to pay the 650 rupees of rent. That we are going to show in all the years throughout the life period. Okay, how we can decide this for 5 years means leasing. We are going to take the life period of asset as the life period of leasing also. To compare that, we are taking for 5 years. Okay. So now you have to deduct this, add this B column and C column, that is 600 plus 650. That will be giving you 1250. No? So 1250 you deduct from 1500. You will get a 250, right? That is what it is on PBT, profit before tax. So this will be same for all the years because profit is the same and expenses are same for each year. No? So the same values we are going to take here. And the tax you have to pay on this PBT to 250 into 50%. You will get half of 250 is 125. So 125 will be the tax. And now you deduct this tax from the PBT. 250 minus 125, you will be getting the remaining amount, that is 125 for each year. Okay, up to here is that clear? So now you need to find out the rupee value at 10%. You already know how to calculate this, no? So what is the formula here to calculate present value of rupee? Present value of rupee. Present value of rupee is equal to, every time I need to tell that present value of rupee is equal to 1 divided by 1 plus r whole power n, right? Power n. So here r is given here, how much it is, percentage is 10%, no? So r is equal to 10%. So that you substitute there. For first year, how much you are going to get, n value will be changing for each year. So for first year, 1 divided by 1 plus r means r you have to take in decimal value, that is 0.10. And power first year means n will be the, n number will be 1. Okay. So 1 divided by 1.1 you will get, right? So n is 1, no? Power 1. Sorry. This is 1 divided by 1.1. So this is the value that you are going to get in the calc. You can see 0.909. So this is how you are going to calculate 0.909. And you multiply with the PAT and directly simultaneously calculating H value also. So 125 into 0.909, you will get 113.6. No, I am converting it into single digit. 114 I am taking here. 3 into 4 I am changing. Okay. So like that you go on calculating. So to get these rupee values directly, instead of going horizontally, if you go for vertically, that will be giving you without squaring the denominator here. So for first year 0.0909 you got. For second year, if you click the equal to symbol, you will get the second year rupee value directly. 0.826 is the value for second year rupee value. And for third year, if you want to get the rupee value, you press this equal to symbol. 0.751. Like that you will get the values. How many years you want, you press this equal to symbol. For fourth year 0.683 we got, right? And for fifth year 0.621. 209 we are taking it as 621. 621. So now multiply with the 125 each year. So 125 into 826, 0.826 will give you 103. And 125 into 0.751 will give you 94. And 125 into 0.683 gives 85. 125 into 0.621 will give 77. Now you sum up these values. How much? This column, last column, H column, you sum up. So if you add all the values in this column, you will get 437. Total value that you are going to obtain. So name this as an NPV. So NPV is equal to this is positive value we got, no negative value. Positive 437. This is the NPV in case of leasing option. In the same manner, we are going to find out the NPV in case of buying option or purchasing option, we will call it as. So how we are going to get that? Let us see. Let us take the same table. I am copying this table. This I am changing here. Buying or purchasing option. In case of purchasing option, all these values will be changed. So remove all this information here. So in case of purchasing, what is the profit that the company is going to earn? Here, see, given information, firm's revenues is equal to 1500 per year. So firm's revenue is nothing but called as what? Profit. Okay. So this is the 1500 rupees that the firm is going to earn per year. So 1500 rupees in this case also. And any information that was given here, expenses was given 700 rupees per year. So that expenses we will take per year 700 rupees. So do you have any rent here? No rent. Instead of rent, we are going to pay here depreciation, right? So depreciation is there. Depreciation you have to calculate here. So already it was given per year how much it is charged. Not given here. So let us calculate this depreciation now. So if it is given, no need of calculation, but here it is not given now. Depreciation, take the formula because it is a straight line method. So directly it was given here 16%, no? 16% on straight line method. So while calculating 16%, you have to keep in mind that you have to take only the cost of asset. Okay. So if you multiply with 16%, you have to take cost of asset. You should not take the salvage value. So how this is calculated? Take here the cost of asset into the percentage that was given as depreciation, 16%. So that is equal to cost of asset is 2500 into 16%. So this will be giving you 400 rupees. So if percentage is not given, in that case, you are going to take another formula. That is, depreciation is equal to cost of asset minus scrap value divided by life period. This formula you have to take. Okay. So that means in this case also you will be getting the same value, 2500 minus 500 divided by 5 years. So you will get the same amount, rupees 400. So any one formula you use here to know in two ways you can calculate that I have explained here. Don't get confused if percentage is given. So 400 will be the depreciation for all the years. Every year, this is straight line method now. So every year 400 rupees we are going to take here. So I am copying this. You copy the same values because no change in this profit, no change in the expenses, and no change in the depreciation. Same values we are going to get. So now to get this PBT, you are going to deduct this expenses and depreciation from the profit. So how much it is? 700 plus 400, 1300, no? 1300, sorry, 1100, no? 1100 you have to deduct from 1500. So that will be giving you the value of profit before tax is 400 rupees. So every year you are going to show the same value because there is no change in the profit, expenses and depreciation. The same 400 you will get. So calculate 50 percentage on this PBT. So 400 into 50 percentage will give you 200. So every year you will get the same value, 200 rupees, because the values are same. Otherwise, you have to calculate it year by year how much it is. If it is changing, if the values are changing, any expenditure is changing or depreciation is changing or profit is changing, the tax will also change. And you have to deduct this tax from profit before tax. You will get 400 minus 200, you will get 200. So same value you are going to get for the remaining years also, 200 rupees. So now present value of rupee at 10 percentage, what we have calculated in case of leasing option, the same values we are going to take here. We need not calculate again the values. Once it is calculated, you can use those values. Now multiply with this present value of rupee with the profit after tax. So these values will be changing from year to year because the rupee value is changing. So you will get 545 rupees. Sorry. So we need to have another column because here depreciation is there. We need to insert one more column here. Insert one more column. Right side of PAT. Here we need to calculate cash flows. Cash flows means I am naming this as F1. F1 is equal to F1 is equal to F plus depreciation you have to add. So in case of this depreciation only, this will be taking place. Otherwise, in leasing option, if depreciation is there, you have to add this column. Because there depreciation is not there, I have taken it as PAT is equal to CF, cash flow. Okay, PAT on cash flow. Equal to means you may be thinking that this is a formula. or cash flow. Both are same, so I have not taken here another column. So in this case, purchasing case, we are having depreciation. So we are going to add this depreciation again. Why we are adding means to calculate tax, always we have to deduct the depreciation value and then only we are going to pay the tax. Okay. So after that, this depreciation is treated as, this is going to be included in the remaining profit to know that it is a cash inflow. So cash inflow is nothing but profit after tax and before depreciation. No? So before depreciation means nothing but without deducting the depreciation, what is the amount that is remaining that we need to calculate. So that we are going to get by adding the depreciation again to this profit after tax. So that is the reason we have added this depreciation again to this profit after tax. Okay, so that means here 200 and depreciation is 400. We will get 600 as the cash flow. Every year the same value you are going to get 100. So now you multiply this here present value of rupee into cash flow. So you change here present value of cash flow. Okay. So now multiply it with the present value of rupee into cash flow, that is 600. 600 into 0.906, you will get how much? 545. And in case here in the second year, 600 into 0.826 will give you 496. Repeat this multiplication. In the third year, we will get 450 as present value of cash flow. 410 in the fourth year. And in fifth year, 373 is the present value of cash flows. One more thing we have to keep in this mind, that salvage value was given here, 500 rupees. For this also we are going to convert it into present value of rupee. So you have to add one more row here. So this will be shown in the fifth year. Salvage value always you have to show in the fifth year. So salvage value is given how much? 500 rupees, no? So 500 rupees we are going to show here. So this, instead of showing here, we directly show in this cash flows column, 500 rupees. So 500 rupees and rupee value, what you are going to take? What is the rupee value that was in the 50 year that you take? 0.62. 50 year rupee value is 0.621. So the same value you are going to take here and multiply it with the 500. So you will get how much? 310 rupees. Okay. So after name this as salvage value here. Because you will be getting confusion, or the valuer will also get confusion that what is this value? Salvage value. Now you find out the NPV. To find out NPV, what is the formula now? So here you have to find out the total present value of rupee. No? Total present value of cash flows equal to how much it is, you sum up this last column H. So if you are going to sum up all these values, you will be getting 2584. Okay. So from this you have to deduct here. I am giving you another formula here. I am removing this present value of rupee value. So NPV is equal to, what is the formula? Did you remember? NPV is equal to total present value of cash flows minus present value of cash outflow. So that is equal to, cash outflow is nothing but the investment, minus 2548 minus 2500 is the cost of capital, cost of asset. No? So that you deduct here. So the remaining will be the NPV, which is positive value it is giving, plus 84 rupees is remaining. So this is the NPV in case of purchasing option you got. So now we are having in both cases the present value of rupee. We are having, sorry, NPV of both the cases we are having. So that we are going to compare in both cases which option is having NPV more than, or both are having positive or not, that we will be comparing and we will decide. So now you comment on this, write here comment. In case of leasing option, what is the NPV? In leasing option, NPV is equal to, we got positive value. How much it is? 437 is the value. 437 is the value. 437. And in case of purchasing option, NPV is equal to, we got positive value only, but this only rupees 84. So which is a better option now based on both these values? So here we will suggestion. We will suggest the leasing option. Leasing option is better than purchasing option. Because NPV of leasing is more than purchasing. So this is how we are going to comment. So these two things you have to do. You have to compare and then you have to decide. So this is how you are going to suggest any person if they are having two options. One it is leasing and the other one it is purchasing.